All right, so welcome to the Black Rabbit once again. I bring down into my channel occult philosophy and psychology mainly. And so I'm just gonna go straight into the topic and say that working with the subconscious mind is working with the underworld. The unconscious is the underworld, is literally what is the foundation of reality. And so, you know, through religious dogma and through religious programming, we tend to want to escape the hell. We find it like the most difficult thing to do, and it's also conditioned in our subconscious to be something that is uh, something we shouldn't look at and something we shouldn't embrace. The demons, stay away from the demons, stay away from the shadows, stay away from the repressed parts of the unconscious. And so, of course, this is a very foundational video that I'm doing right now, and it's gonna be giving you an understanding of what it's like to work with your personal underworld. And the underworld is something that is not only your repressed trauma and your repressed energies, but it's also the mechanisms in which reality is foundational upon the hell. And so the hell is chaos. It's full of chaos. And when we look at reality, uh, we don't see the roots of the tree. We always see the illusionary part of it, which is the above part. The below part, we have to dig and take all this tree out in order to see the roots. And so our world is based on illusion. And so we look at illusion. So when you're looking at me, you're basically looking at the sum of collective energies that I grew up with. Right now, as I'm speaking, you see a photos that is appearing in this YouTube video and explaining a concept. But the truth is, what you don't see and is the roots, basically. You haven't seen my own personal underworld to understand the decisions that I took in my life to lead me up to this point to make this video. And so, for people out there that are ready to criticize others, they cannot see their own personal underworld, and therefore they cannot see others' personal underworld. The traumas, the difficult experiences, this hard work, this dedication, the battles that I've been through in order to be able to make this video right now on the camera. You just see the end result. You just see the illusionary aspect. You just see the fruit of the tree. You don't see the growth of the tree. You don't see the roots of the tree. And so you might look at this building in which you live in, or a beautiful building, but you don't see how many hours people have worked and directed their energy towards the construction of this certain building. You just see the end result. And for people out there that criticize others, it's basically they're reflecting to others that they haven't faced their own personal shadow and their own personal underworld, and they haven't addressed and came in terms to understand their own roots. And so Working with a subconscious mind is basically you trying to do an effort to go back into the experiences that made you and brought you up to this point right now in your life, and understand the certain patterns and subconscious and unconscious mechanisms that make up your reality. And so working with the subconscious mind is basically working with the underworld. And why is this important? It's important because if you want to change the illusion, and when I say the illusion, I don't mean it in a bad way, you know, because if you're getting into this field or if you're already in this field, you'll come to understand that it's all about shedding and removing the illusions. And when I say illusions, there are two terms of when I say illusion. One term is uh, letting go of things that that you attach to and are basically accompanied with your false self. And so, for example, for myself, I used to study pharmacy for 3 years, and that was just an initiation for me to be able to understand that this is not my personal dream, this is my parents' dream. And I couldn't imagine myself being in a pharmaceutical store for the rest of my life. That wasn't who I truly am. Who I truly am is right here making this video. And there's way more illusions that I have to remove from my life as photos. But the inner work that has been done in order to make this video on this YouTube channel and talk about all these things straight up into a video where my old friends, my family members, and all these people that I'm scared of probably gonna see, you know, what is this guy doing? He talks about demons and he talks about how to invoke a demon. Hell yeah, this is what I'm talking about in my channel. So, what I'm trying to say is that I had to go back into all these repressed energies of myself and be able to come in terms with them and understand them. Understand why I'm following a path that doesn't express me in order to let it go. And self acceptance is key. You have to accept yourself right now in your life, however you are, in order to move on to the next step. For years and years and years upon years, I wasn't accepting myself for who I am. I wasn't accepting the fact that I'm smoking weed in order to suppress who I truly am because I don't have a strong foundation with myself and a strong self-love in order to be able to produce this type of content that I'm doing right now, in order to leave this fucking ass school and university that I was going to, in order to remove friends upon friends upon friends that do not serve in and have nothing actually to give me. And so to reach that point yourself, which is a continuous journey, it's not you reach a point and then you just suddenly become authentic. No, 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 no. It doesn't work like that. So you have to come in terms with who you really are. And if this thing that you want to become is too scary and you can't embrace it right now, just accept that aspect of yourself that you cannot embrace it right now. You don't have the strong foundation in order to accept being in that version of you. And so, working with the Qliphoth, working with the underworld, working with your subconscious, working with all these demons will get you to understand that you are the most important thing that matters in your reality. You come here alone, you live alone. This is all about you, nobody else. Embrace who you truly are, and everything is just gonna fall in line. And whatever doesn't serve you is just gonna disappear. I used to hold on to all these false images about who I am, about who I'm supposed to be, and how, and about who I should be. And so it takes a certain courage, and it takes a certain level of self love and self understanding, and also self acceptance to be able to do what you truly love to do. And it's not easy. People are having inner battles about these things every day, every single day. Right now I'm feeling kind of sick, probably catch a cold or something. In Greece right now, the the temperature just went from Friday that I could go out with a t-shirt to right now being cold as fuck and just cannot even go out and enjoy a cigarette. I just don't want to be in my balcony at all. And so I'm like, how am I supposed to do a video right now? I'm not in the mood. Not I'm not in the mood. I'm not in the, let's say, in the perfect, the perfect state in order to appear to my viewers as such, being sick. And so I don't care. I had to accept it for myself that I'm not, you know, right now in the perfect condition to appear. Right now, as you can see, I'm sitting on my chair. I bought this little chair. I cannot say where I bought it because I'm not sponsored. If I was sponsored, I would say go fucking buy this shit. And so I had to accept the fact that right now I'm not in a perfect condition. And when I did that, I'm like, what's the worst thing that can happen? Like, it's not about me being in the perfect state. It's about me just expressing my thoughts and feelings that I have right now to my viewers. And maybe somebody out there would get this message, would get this uh, type of energy that I'm portraying right now. It's like you have to accept your current state as it is, and from that you will move forward. Self-accepting is not an easy thing. It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of work with yourself to accept who you are right now in this present moment. And so why does it take so much work? Because it's mostly with the parents. It's like they will accept you if you have this pharmacy degree, and you think that if you do that you will get their approval, their validation, their love. But or with friends they say Fotis should be like this, Fotis is like this, but they cannot accept and come to terms with the fact that Fotis is not just this, it's also something else. And we get caught up in all these musts and don'ts, and you know being in a certain frame to please the environment around us, and we forget to take care of ourselves. And this whole pattern that happens into our reality and the way we grow up in the matrix is literally affecting our authenticity. It takes us away our power to be who we truly are. When you're a small kid, you're not even affected by that because you have not been indoctrinated yet to be in a certain frame. You're just a kid. You're happy. You're going around. Like me as a kid, I was very happy, very sociable. I would love to socialize with other children. I used to be an open heart with everybody, and then I understood that you shouldn't be an open heart with everybody because it's like they're coming to get you, they're coming to kick your ass, they're coming, all this fear that my parents maybe had about what the environment is like. I got conditioned to think the same way, and now it's not that I'm open, my heart is open for everyone, but I used to be very protective of my vulnerabilities. And I used to not accept my vulnerabilities. I used to suppress them. I thought that was weak. Being vulnerable and crying, that was weak. Little did I know is that the same pattern that the previous generation adopted from the previous generation, it affected me. And so, what are we doing right now? We're playing the broken phone, the broken message, and I want to become a dad one day. I want to become a very strong and powerful dad. And what am I supposed to do? Take all these false perspectives, these musts and don'ts, and just imply them again to my children? We are the generation, we have all the tools, we have the internet, we have access to all the knowledge that there is out there just with a fucking device. This time is the best time more than ever to just get in touch with who you are and get the tools that you need in order to do that. You can use the internet as a tool for you to become better. You can use it as a tool for your self destruction. And I used the internet for self destruction before. And self destruction is teaching you that who you are distracting, why are you distracting yourself? Is this because you adopted the same pattern from the environment around you? Nobody can fully be themselves in this world. It's like copy paste of identities. Are you gonna be the same one? Or are you gonna break the fucking spell and just be who you truly are with a strong foundation, self love, and self acceptance in order for your truth to come out there and have a positive impact in the world? We don't need more copy paste. 90% of the population is just copy paste. And I'm not saying that to feel that I'm better, but I deserve to say that because I'm doing the work. I will be doing the work. I have done the work with myself. It's a continuous process. And so it's sad to see all these people wasting their potential, wasting their true self to be something that they're not. They're so attached to that. That's basically what it is like to work with the underworld. And so that's what demons teach you. They teach you that your vulnerabilities are okay. Embrace them. For each trauma that you have, you also have so many layers of protection that end up creating a false identity. So what you're doing is that you start removing all these protector parts, all these protector mechanisms, and get in touch with your vulnerabilities in order to be who you truly are. These protector parts can lead you to be someone that you adopt a certain identity, a certain persona, a certain ego that matches the world. But you have to understand that the world is not better than who you are. Your authenticity will move fucking mountains, will move the earth upside down for you to be who you are. Everything will just align with you. That's why authenticity is the highest power. Authenticity is the highest power. It's the best blessing you can do to yourself. It's the best gift. The best of the best gifts to embrace who you truly are. And that happens with inner work. That happens with jumping and surrendering to your subconscious, bringing all these repressed energies up on the surface, understand them, be vulnerable, cry, be sad, be angry. All these are just very acceptable emotions. I used to go years by saying that I am Zen, I'm a Zen guy, I have no anger in me. That was just a protector mechanism that I had in order not to face the true anger that I have in myself, the true sadness. I was this Zen guy, being Zen all the time, being chill, calm, and I was just doing self-harm to myself. And for many people, this suppressed energy is gonna end up having a very serious health issue in the long run. The body is a reflection of the mind. If the mind is poisoned, the body will become poisoned as well. That's how cancer is formed. Literally, that's how cancer is formed. That's how. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a doctor. Okay? I respect science. I respect these people out there trying to save clients and stuff. But if you were to have a protective measure against all these parasitic illnesses, that would be to work with your emotions. An emotion is an energy in motion. That's what it is. Emotion, energy in motion. When this emotion is not processed properly within your body, within your nervous system, within your heart, then it gets blocked. And this block, you will feel it in your body. You will feel backaches all the time. Here, when you have a backache up there, it's basically as something very psychic, something very deep. If your pain is right here, you basically cannot support yourself. That's why you have backache. The back literally supports your body. And what does this reflect to your consciousness? There is no foundation. I had the backache for all these years, upper backache, lower backache. After 3 years of psychotherapy and removing this fucking substance abuses that I did, weed mainly, because I never had a huge problem with anything else. Like nicotine and cigarettes and this stuff are just they're part of the game. You can enjoy your smoke, okay? But weed is doing something very different to your body. It's like literally suppressing your masculine energy. If you're a man, it suppresses your masculine energy to the point that it leads you to become very feminine. And this is just a very passive state for a man. You cannot have dreams, you cannot have vision, you cannot have. If you're doing on the. Wait, one sec, let me get the context here. Let me give a context here. So, I was doing weed on the daily basis for many years. It's not just one time per month or one time per year. For those that are watching the video and they're like, dude, you're just out of your mind. Weed doesn't do all these things. I agree. But if you're a prolonged substance user of weed, then it does all these things to you. It just makes you very feminine. Because weed is chaos and it's a very feminine plant by itself. You're smoking femininity. And there is nothing wrong with femininity. But femininity comes with feeling your emotions, being receptive, your ability to let go, your ability to get in touch with your body, like with the reptilian brain, the ability to take things slow, the ability to take care of yourself, to do some self-care, some self-love, the ability to literally hug yourself whenever you need it. That's a very powerful thing. That's, oh my god, I cannot stress it enough. I will literally have to do another video for this thing. this feminine energy. And so when you're a prolonged user of weed, you're basically blocking your masculine energy to come out. And there is this imbalance that becomes with the masculine energy, and the masculine energy literally directs energies. It has a vision, it has a purpose, has a desire, it has fuel to go in front. That's what the masculine energy does. It directs things. It's directive. I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna do this, 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 and this. And so for me, for many years, I couldn't really be who I wanted to be because I was lacking this masculine energy. And I also was lacking a very foundational self-love with the feminine energy, with healthy feminine energy. And so I had to come in terms to accept why I'm doing weird. If you see my journals, that's funny. Oh my god. If you see my journals 1 year ago, I was literally doing psychic warfare to this aspect of myself. And I've talked that with friends of mine, and we're literally saying, oh my god, that's why I couldn't understand it, and that's why I couldn't change. I would just be on a 1 month break, and then I would go back again into it. Why? Because I couldn't really accept this part of myself. And so accepting your vulnerability is the first and it's a key component when it comes to working with the suppressed energies of the unconscious. I don't want to take this video for too long. I just wanted to say something for 5 minutes and it ended up being 27 minutes. All right. And so this is the unconscious. This is the demonic realm. This is the hell. Going through hell is liberating. Going through your subconscious is liberating. Going through your history and your past is liberating. And getting that on the surface and feeling it. At that point where something happened, the trauma that came in, you didn't necessarily have the tools and the knowledge and the capacity to process it, because we have this primal aspect of ourselves, which is literally the foundation, and then we have the more so what separates us from the other animals, and it's the frontal cortex. It's the logical part. It's the higher consciousness, being able to say, hey man, what are we gonna eat today? He's like, oh, do you wanna eat some steak? Hell yeah, let's go cook. Or let's go to a fancy restaurant and eat something. What we're really doing is that our human frontal cortex says we're gonna go to a restaurant just to serve our lower primal desire, which is just straight up to survive and eat. That is what a human being is like. And so when the primal urge to cry is there, or where the primal urge to be vulnerable is there, and we have all this conditioning that boys don't cry, boys are not vulnerable, boys are this, boys should be this, boys should be that. There is an inner conflict between our higher part of ourselves, the consciousness, the higher consciousness, and the lower primal consciousness. And so this split that happens is literally what governs the world today. If you can split a person from their lower aspect and the higher aspect, you are in total control of them. So yeah, that's what it's like to work with the unconscious. I gave you also a personal couple of personal examples of what's that like. I hope you liked the video, and soon enough I'm gonna be presenting to my channel my Patreon, where I'm gonna upload very, very valuable stuff. I'm gonna go deep and deep and deep within and magic and occult and things that are not for everybody. It's very, very valuable things. Like what I've been talking about right here on till now in my channel, just surface level information and knowledge. In my Patreon, I'm gonna go way deeper than that. So I hope I see you all, or those interested to the other side, to my Patreon. Uh, I love communicating with people, and I love mentoring other people. So mentorships are gonna drop soon as well. I'm doing tarot cards for myself for this whole years, and now I feel like I'm ready to do it for other people as well. And so great things are coming onto this channel. Great things. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it gave you value, because this is my primary intention, to give value to people and also give value to myself. Because me expressing my thoughts and expressing who I am through these videos is helping me, and I hopefully believe that it's gonna help another person as well on the other side. You that you listen to this. You and all of you and everyone out there. So it was very nice doing this video, and I hope to see you the other time. Great stuff is coming, and I want to see you liking my videos. That's gonna help me grow my channel. And if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe, because you're not losing anything. It's just how you only have uh, I can only benefit you in a way. All right, so see you, take care of yourself. You are the most important thing that you have, and embrace the totality of who you are, even if it's dark as fuck and scary as fuck. Sometimes you gotta love that inner child so much that you have to do everything that it takes to honor it. Bye bye.